All right, I want you to try a little mental exercise with me. Just picture a wristwatch.
Okay.
Maybe you can look at your own wrist or, think about the smartwatch charging on your nightstand. What do you actually see? For most of us, it's a tool, right? It tells time.
Sure. Or it's a fashion accessory.
Exactly, a bit of fashion, something to match a suit.
And that's what like 99% of the population sees. Functionality or jewelry. But if you shift your perspective to the ultra wealthy, and we're talking about really high net worth individuals, that thing on the wrist, it isn't an accessory, it's a mechanism. It's a portable vault.
The portable vault. I mean, that is the phrase from our reading that just it completely grabbed me. We are diving deep into the portable vault, investing in luxury timepieces, and honestly, this material completely flipped my understanding of what a watch actually is.
It's a fascinating pivot, isn't it?
It really is. We're not talking about telling time anymore. We're talking about carrying capital.
Right. We usually think of wealth as static.
Mm.
It sits in real estate, it sits in a bank account, maybe it's gold bars in a secure facility somewhere. But this is wealth that travels. It has a liquidity and a mobility that, well, almost no other asset class can really offer.
And that's our mission for today. We're going to unpack how a mechanical object can function as legitimate currency, why some of these pieces just crush the S&P 500, and this is the part I found most practical, how someone learning about this can actually navigate the market without getting, fleeced.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, as the text points out, it is not as simple as just buy low, sell high.
Not at all. It's a minefield if you don't
Yeah,
know what you're doing.
buy.
But if you do, it's one of the very few instances where you can physically enjoy your investment while it appreciates financially.
Okay, so let's start with the psychology, the why behind all this, because the research draws this really sharp line between status and capital. I think the average person assumes a guy buys say, a $50,000 Rolex to just scream, "Look at me, I made it."
The flex, as they say.
Exactly, the flex. But this deep dive suggests that for the serious collector, the mindset is totally inverted. It's not about shouting, it's about what they call the silent signal.
This is such a crucial concept. It's all part of what you might call stealth wealth. Think about the liability of displaying wealth. If you drive a bright orange Lamborghini, you are a target.
Oh, for sure.
You're announcing your net worth to everyone, to the IRS, to lawsuits, to thieves. It attracts risk.
Yeah.
But a watch is discreet.
The silent signal, it's like a coded language.
Precisely. If you're wearing a platinum Patek Philippe, 99 people on the street will just think it's a nice steel watch.
Right.
But that one person who recognizes it,
That's the person who matters.
that's the person who matters. They know you have disposable capital, they know you have taste, and they know you have access. It signals power to the right people while staying totally invisible to everyone else.
It's like a secret handshake made of metal. I love that. And the text made this great point about asset parking. You aren't spending 50 grand, you're just moving it.
Yes, you're moving 50 grand from a checking account where it's losing value to inflation into a steel account on your wrist.
Which is the definition of a store of value.
And unlike a bank account, this store of value has a heartbeat. It has a history.
Speaking of history, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Or maybe the sports car in the garage.
Ah, yes.
The text makes this brutal comparison between luxury cars and luxury watches. And as a car guy, this part, it hurt a little bit.
It's the standard financial advice we've all heard, right?
A car is a liability, not an asset. You drive a new S-Class off the lot, and what happens?
Poof. You've basically set fire to 20% of your cash. Instantly. It's a depreciating good.
Right. But the reading suggests an investment-grade watch, like a stainless steel Patek Nautilus or a Rolex Daytona. It's functionally the anti-car. You wear it out of the store, and technically, you haven't lost a dime.
In a lot of cases, you've just made money.
You've just made money. Which is such a bizarre concept to wrap your head around. You use the item, you wear it to dinner, maybe you even put a tiny scratch on the clasp, and the market value goes up.
It all comes down to the market structure. When you buy a car, you're in a market of abundance. If you want a BMW, they will make you a BMW. But with these watches, you are dealing with a market of extreme and often artificial scarcity.
The velvet rope economy.
Exactly. You are moving the asset from the primary market, the retail store where supply is suppressed, to the secondary market where demand is uncapped. The moment that watch crosses the threshold of the store, it enters the free market.
And because you can't just walk in and get another one.
The value spikes.
Okay, well, you're definitely going to get into how you actually get one of those at retail later, because that seems like a whole game in itself. But first, let's look at the numbers. The appreciation isn't just keeping up with inflation. The examples were staggering.
They really are. The text highlights specific references bought back in the 70s or 80s for maybe, what, $10,000 adjusted for inflation that are hammering at auction today for $500,000 or more.
A 50x return. You're not getting that in bonds. You're not getting that in real estate unless you bought a cornfield that turned into downtown Austin.
And you have to ask why. Why does a mechanical object made of steel and brass skyrocket like that? It's not magic. It's the rigidity of the supply.
Right, because Patek Philippe can't go back in time.
That is the key. A central bank can print more currency. A company can issue more stock. But Patek Philippe cannot just spin up a factory and create more references from 1950. That history is written. The supply is hard-capped by time itself.
So you have a fixed supply meeting this exploding global demand.
Exactly. More wealth in Asia and the Middle East in tech.
Oh.
When a vertical demand curve meets a flat supply line, price has only one place to go, up.
But, and this is a huge flashing red but, we need to emphasize, the source has a golden rule about this. You can't just walk into a mall, buy a nice-looking watch, and expect to retire on it.
No. And that is where the beginner, the learner, usually gets burned. The vast majority of watches are just like that car we talked about. They lose value. If it's mass-produced, if you can buy it on Amazon today, it is not an investment.
It's a consumer good.
It's a consumer good.
So we need to be specific. The text points to a kind of holy trinity of brands. Who are the blue chip stocks of the watch world?
If you are looking for capital preservation and growth, the text is very clear. You're looking at Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet. Those are the brands where that brand equity and scarcity intersect perfectly.
Why those three, though? Is it just marketing?
It's a mix. It's history. It's vertical integration, meaning they make everything in-house, and a very, very strict control of their supply. They just don't flood the market. They get that the difficulty of obtaining the watch is part of the value.
And this creates that cultural divide the reading mentioned, the difference between old money and hype.
This is a critical distinction. The hype buyer is chasing a trend. They want the watch that the rapper or the athlete is wearing on Instagram this week.
So they're buying at the top of the bubble.
Almost always. Old money thinking is different. We're not looking for attention. They're looking for timelessness.
They're playing a long game.
The very long game. They buy pieces that will look as good in 40 years as they do today. They understand that patience outperforms impulsive spending. They ask, will this matter in a decade? Not, will this get likes today?
Okay, let's get tactical. I'm listening to this, I've got some savings, and I'm thinking, I want in, but I don't want to buy a dud. The research gives us a sort of investment checklist. What are the pillars here?
There are 4 key factors. If you're taking notes, write these down. Number 1, as we just said, is brand heritage. Stick to the blue chips.
Got it. Rolex, Patek, AP, what's number 2?
Number 2 is scarcity. And this gets technical. We aren't just talking about hard to find. We're talking about specific reference numbers.
Can you just explain reference number for us?
Sure. Every watch model has a specific